Alright.
You go ahead.
Go.
On this episode, we talk to Fran about fake poop.
And her web series, Overdue.
Hey everybody, this is Ben Riley. We're here at Life of Riley Distilling for episode 14 of A Week in the Life.
We switched seats.
But why did we switch?
So you can run the stills.
So I can run the stills.
I thought it was so I could be more important and sit in the middle, but...
It's because Jason wants to be more important and sitting in the middle, so we actually put him in the middle.
I want to feel like I'm a part of this.
Yes. More importantly, who is our special guest?
Yes, our special guest is Fran... I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name.
It's Cacace.
Cacace.
It's just a lot of A's.
Yes. It's spelled very strange.
Repeated.
Fran has a web series on her YouTube channel called Overdue, which is hilarious.
It is very funny.
It is fantastic. She is the creator, the co-writer, and the star.
As
more or
well
less.
as director and producer.
Director and producer.
Just all of the
So just tell
roles.
us about it.
It's a web series about librarians, and it's basically a show about the side of libraries that I have seen personally working in my local library. I think everyone has a pretty outdated view of what happens in libraries, pretty buttoned up, strict, shushing kind of opinion, and that's not really the library that I see anymore. It's full of life and a lot of fun and community, and I wanted to show those moments of comedy and the heartfelt moments, and just like life kind of happens in libraries, and you wouldn't think that, and so that's the story that I wrote.
So how many shows have you? When do you shoot? Because I was watching it, and there's like nobody else there. Like I've seen a couple of other familiar faces
some
here.
of the cast
We'll
is
get
in the
there.
background.
We'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when do you guys shoot? When do you find time to edit? And when do you decide? Like they're almost like short films at this point, which is to me is amazing. We do a 15-minute show that is unedited, so it's pretty easy for us. How do you find the time, and how do you decide when it's done?
So we actually filmed it over the summer. This past summer, we had to get approval from the library board, and
This is the shameless promotion, Manoa Library.
Oh, okay.
No library, in East Syracuse. We pitched it to the library board. They said unanimous yes, and then we just got right to it, like filming. I gathered anyone I could grab from my friends to local Starbucks employees to shoot the show, and we did it in just the course of the summer because everyone had to go back to college in the fall.
Yeah.
So we only had until, August 23rd to film it and get everything edited and produced, because the first episode went up August 28th.
Wow.
And then we were releasing them once a month from then on out. So everything was filmed over the summer, except for the 6th episode, The Brunch Club, which was filmed over the Christmas break in January, because we wanted snow. That was the episode where we got snowed in. There wasn't a ton of snow.
I noticed that the
At all
camera,
this year.
when you're all looking out the window at the snow, camera didn't look out the window
We
at
don't
the
know.
snow.
That's a little camera trick.
Yep.
You don't have to know that.
That's right.
But, so we filmed them all previously, and then we spent the, consecutive months editing them.
Right.
Me and my co-director and producer, Monica, who's not here tonight.
She was too cool to come.
She would come home from school on the weekends, and we would work on editing and make sure that we had them ready before, and luckily it was just once a month, so we had plenty of time in between episodes to finalize them, get them edited, get the sound edited, and so I've just been doing the last 2 on my own since then. And
so there are 7 total, right?
Yep.
And the
7.
7th one is airing on your YouTube channel, Friend Off the Gray.
Yep.
YouTube, was it YouTube/Friend Off the Gray?
Yep.
And
We'll link it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll
you don't
link
even
it.
have to worry about
This Friday.
That's right.
This
But
Friday.
sorry, shameless plug. I wrote a story about this in this week's issue of the Cazenovia Republican. It's on our webpage, Facebook. Had over 1,000 views so far on Facebook, which is awesome.
Wow.
And so I've
Very
watched
cool.
all the shows, and before I interviewed Fran, and for what my opinions were, it's hilarious.
It is funny.
The very first line, I don't want to give it away, You and your coworker.
First line's fine.
The first line's great. You and your coworker, who's your real coworker at the Manoa Library, who's also in the show. You're looking at this stuffed unicorn. You're saying, what would the name of that unicorn be? And your coworker says, Throat Slasher. Like, I have to watch this. This is hilarious.
I think that's the entire show, just in like the first line. You just those two characters, and that's what the show, the kind of comedy that the show is all about in just the first line.
I mean, did you have that in your head? What's your experience? How do you even begin to write open up your MacBook and say, Scene 1, there's a
Right.
unicorn in the back. Like, how does that happen?
Well, I worked there for a year and a half before I started writing the show, and it's really because my coworker Laura, the relationship that Charlie and Norah, our two characters,
Right.
have on the show is very similar to the relationship that Laura and I had.
Okay.
Where she was just kind of this creature of darkness, and I was always trying to see the best of things, and weird crap happens in libraries, and so there were just all these moments kept piling up that happened to us in real life,
Yeah.
and eventually we got to a point where there was this pumpkin at Halloween time that we stuck lollipops in for like the kids or patrons or whatever, and Laura reaches over from the other side, and this was going to be a scene in the Halloween episode, but we cut it, we didn't have time. She reaches over and pulls one out and then decides, no, I don't want that one, and pushes it back in and knocks the whole thing off. And that moment I was like, why are we not making this a show?
Right.
And after that I was kind of like, the wheels started spinning and I started writing, and just as more and more moments happened, I started to form this story in my head, form characters, and I think as the cast joined in, as members of the cast joined in, I really urged them to help create their characters, and character development's a huge deal to me. It's like the most important thing to me. And so I wanted everyone to kind of have a hand in creating their characters and create characters they could see themselves playing,
Right.
that they think are realistic. And from there, like, the story just kind of happened. And once once Andrew, who plays Levi, joined the cast,
Who is your co-writer as well.
Right.
the writing just kind of like flowed out of us, because he had so many great ideas, and we just really vibed with the writing.
So when you were writing the episodes, you were saying that a lot of it was ad-libbed and very organic, like Paul, the character Paul, is absolutely hilarious. When he's yelling at his phone, he's talking to Siri on the phone, like, "Where is the pizza place, Siri?" And he's sitting on the floor in the aisles. He won't sit in a chair in the library. It was absolutely hysterical. So things like that, you said, it's not all scripted, right?
Right, yeah, I tried to make the scripts like a good foundation and have all of the character and plot development that I wanted to see happen throughout the course of the show. And that was really it. That was just the baseline, make sure that we cover our bases with that. And then from there, it was really Monica and the cast who urged me to come away from the scripts sometimes and like diverge from it, because I really wanted to stick to them.
Right.
But almost to a fault. And I learned so much from Monica and the cast that like just finding like those spontaneous moments, like the creative collaboration, just having fun and seeing what happens, like so many great things came out of that. I think the Halloween episode would not be what it is without all of that just spontaneity and improv, you know.
So I'm going to put you and our audience on the spot here for a minute. So as if we could turn the camera and you can introduce everybody that's here.
Oh, sure.
And how you kind of met them and who they are on the show.
Okay.
And how you kind of like came together here.
Eli looks so happy.
So I guess the guy in the plaid shirt, that is Sam. I have to identify who he is. So the guy in the plaid shirt is Sam Bender, and he was a extra on the show and basically came around anytime we needed a fun, full of life extra character.
And brought them food like every single
And
day.
Wow.
Yes, he also provided food.
They were the heart and soul of the cast.
He provided a lot of life and gave me a few pep talks when I was freaking out.
That's way better than guy in the plaid shirt, by the way. For the
I
record.
was
For the
gonna
record.
expand. The beautiful blonde is Kelsey. And she is my best friend, and she plays Penny on the show. And she was not only Penny, who was a fantastic character, but she just was... She gave me a lot of pep talks and helped me and did literally anything I asked her to do. And so I think the cast is more than just the cast. It's like they were also like constantly giving me support and food and love, anything I needed.
We're noticing a theme here.
Yes. Food and love. And
then the guy with the camera.
Not just.
This guy right here. All right, this is Eli. He made the music. He made the theme song and all of the background music.
Which is
for
great,
the show.
by the way. It's really great.
And he also played an extra on the show. Anytime we wanted
Headbanger.
someone to
I like that
dance
one.
weird,
Yeah.
dance weird or do anything weird, we asked Eli to do it. So that's Eli.
And he brought you food.
He brought-
Right.
And he's dating me, so that's more than enough.
So now the question Ben and I both have, which we asked you off camera, but we're going to ask you on camera
Yeah.
now. I think my favorite episode is, I think it was number 4. Was it number 4?
No question.
The name of the episode is Who SH blank blank in the Dropbox. So
It's the guy in the plaid shirt.
It's the guy in the plaid shirt.
He's admitting it
He's
right
really
here.
proud of it too.
That's right.
So tell us, did that really happen?
That did not happen.
Okay. Good for the people of Manoa
One
that
thing
did
that,
not happen.
that inspired that was my boss, actually. We were in the library, and she was standing in front of the Dropbox that's inside, and she bent down in front of it and picked up just a single sock that someone had just dropped. I don't know, like, what happened there, like, where they went, like, what their story is, but I definitely tried to explore it on the show, and I was also very inspired by the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia called Who Pooped the Bed. So
Nice.
that show is my life. So
So was it an actual a fake poop, or was it a
Oh,
Baby
yeah.
Ruth, or like what was it?
if you
'Cause
watch
I have to know.
if
Baby
you
Ruth.
watch some of the behind the scenes vlogs that I filmed this summer, our Andrew actually crafted that from chocolate chip banana bread
Crafted.
and like mulch dirt we found outside.
Does he put that on his resume? Crafted a fake
Sure.
poop on
I
the
mean,
show.
he's studying to be an architect, so I feel like
You know,
that
it's-
could go towards his degree, maybe.
If you notice in episode 4 of Overdue, I sculpted the poop. So that's me.
I had to create those lines. You know, like,
So you have a successful web series. You know, you got super cool people around you. Is this the beginning of something, or is this kind of an expression that you kind of itched and now you're done with, or like what are you gonna do?
well, I itched it and then it kept
Kept
going.
going.
And it itched
so
more.
It just sounds like it's a disease. Like, it just made me want to do it even more. I want to continue. I want to find a way to
Season
tell
2?
more stories. I don't know if season 2 is going to be possible. I wish it could be, but unfortunately, you know, half of our cast is at college and they're
Okay.
gonna do internships, and I want them to live their lives and be free. And John, who plays Paul, actually just moved to California,
Aw.
and I feel
How dare
like
you, Paul.
was literally the best character on the show. So
You could have him
Skype.
Skype it in, yeah.
Skype it in. We're having a screening party at the
Yes.
Cazenovia Library on
Cool.
April 8th at 7 p.m. So I think that this is just the start, even though the last episode is coming out Friday night. I think we just want to do more events and not only showcase the show, but showcase libraries. I mean, that was the point of the show, was to show the side of libraries that I see, and so I definitely want to bring more people to them and bring them to your local library. So
And has that worked so far? Have you seen at Manoa? So it's been, 6 months that they've been airing on YouTube. Have you seen a little bit of an increase? Or are you a celebrity now in Manoa? Or
no.
no?
No,
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there is. You just don't know.
I mean, they like my purple hair, but they don't know what I've done, really.
I don't think I've ever known a librarian with purple hair, which is very
Yeah.
cool.
Defining stereotypes.
So I have a request. So one of my very good friends in the world is named Scott Baldwin. He was an extra on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. He was actually
He
he was
likes
the guy in the
Japanese
yellow
fans.
suit wearing the big trash can when she's giving out the portions to Rey in that scene. He's the guy. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, that's
one fair portion. I forgot to tell you this when we saw
Yeah.
this at the thing. So there's a point to my story. So he's the guy with the big yellow trash can. So he's
Who
going
doesn't
through.
need to be?
So well, right? No, it's very cool, and he'll get a kick out of this that we're mentioning it. So in the next, what we'll call short film, so that I can rival his stature, I have one small request. If I could just be in some, I could. I'm not going to take Paul's role. There's no way I could fill Paul's shoes. I'll hold a cell phone. I'll wear a plaid shirt. I'll bring food.
Yes.
I'll do whatever I need to do.
I asked
I
the same
mean-
question.
Did
Actually.
you?
I offered. This was.
We started crafting your role.
Yeah,
Can we
because
be? Can
But
we be
I
like?
feel like we shouldn't reveal it because if
Okay.
I do a surprise do a
Nice.
season 2,
Yes,
like
so
I don't want you guys to know.
Or
Yeah.
or we could do a YouTube show filming in the library.
We could do that. We could be like the guys.
Or the guys who drink vodka in the
Oh my
library.
god, we could bring like
Yeah.
bottles of vodka.
Yes.
We'd be selling it in
Sell-
the library.
sell-
Or I could be the guy that brings the other sock. I could be that guy. I leave it
feel
up
like
to you.
as-
You're
as long
the
as you
creative.
have a really incredible suit like his in Star Wars, I feel like we should just
Nice.
We could recreate
build one.
that?
Yeah, and like
that character walk into the library.
and just like hand out
Handing out
portions.
portions. All right.
No one. I mean,
Like we're
I
in
think-
with both feet.
I
Yes.
think in our interview we mentioned some sort of Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
Maybe that was me and Eli. I don't know, but we could do
I
a
got
Star Wars
connections. Maybe I
episode.
can
Nice.
get the suit into the show.
Very
Let's do
cool.
it.
We'll see if we can. do
And
it.
then people would watch it
Yes.
because Star Wars. Yeah, I'm
So-
down.
You also.
I like
How are
it.
we doing on?
I think we're good, but
We
I'm not
think?
100%
Not sure?
because
Okay, we'll just keep
we
going.
cut more of
Because we
it,
cut
so
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just
maybe
keep going.
Let's keep
like
going.
a couple
Yeah.
more minutes.
Okay.
Right. So on your YouTube channel, you also vlog. Video blog was a new term I learned. And you did explain this to us. You were a vlog that you did was picked up by Joseph Gordon-Levitt's production company for a TV series, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
explain that a little
Joseph
bit.
Gordon-Levitt has a production company that has now turned into a TV show called Hit Record on TV, where it's basically a variety show, and they take clips and work from artists around the world using their website Hit Record, and so he had a request for submissions to talk about your thoughts on school, because that was one of the topics for one of the episodes, and I was like, well, I have a few of those. So I sat down and just recorded myself in front of the camera and sent it in like October of 2014, and October of 2015 I found out that he put it on the show. And it's just a tiny, tiny little clip, but I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
One step closer to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So
Exactly.
Wow.
that's where I like to be.
He did, shameless self-plug, he did play Robert Todd Lincoln in the Lincoln movie. Which
Did he?
He did.
I didn't know that.
They did not ask me to, I wrote a biography of Robert Todd Lincoln. They did not ask me to consult on the movie, so I don't like his role. I'm just saying.
Like
But he's a
anything
good
he
actor.
does. So
He's pretty cool.
I'm
So I
happy.
mean, do you, when something like that happens and you get out to be on his show, I mean, do you jam with him on social media? Do you say, hey,
Right.
thanks for having me on your show on Twitter, or how do you, and more importantly, how do you kind of in a bigger sense, how do you promote the show? How do you decide to cut up little portions of it and upload it to different social media? Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
I mean, I have just decided to really involve myself in Hit Record and try to be involved in what they're doing there, because I think it's great. They're all about artists collaborating and
Yeah.
artists getting fair pay, and so I'm just trying to promote the work that they're doing, because I think it's fantastic, and I
haven't
want
seen-
to
I'll
see
have to
more of
watch
it.
it. Sounds
Yeah,
very
Yeah,
cool.
and you should at least just like check out the site, because it's incredible, the things that come together just so, and that's how things happened on Overdue, so of course I'm a fan of it,
Right.
organically, just people making stuff, getting inspired, and that's the kind of stuff I like to see happen.
Very
so.
cool.
Fantastic. Well, so if you want to read a story about Overdue, it is in the Cazenovia Republican this week. Sorry, I have
It's
to
out
say
now,
it.
right?
It is out now.
Very cool.
It's on our website, on our Facebook page.
Mhm.
So your YouTube channel is Friend Off the Gray.
Yeah.
All of her links we're going to put on the posting
On
of
YouTube
this.
and Facebook,
Yep.
absolutely.
And Friday, April 8th, 7 p.m., Cazenovia Public Library. They are screening the 1st and 6th episodes of
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, and
Wow.
shout out to
And-
Betsy for
Yes.
hosting this event, because I think it's really fantastic that she wants to promote libraries and also promote local work. So
Absolutely. And it is a fantastic and hilarious show, and I highly recommend that everybody watch it.
We'll get them there.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you for
Thank
being
you so
here.
much for
thank you
coming.
for having
They
me.
get to go shoot hoops for charity.
Yes.
All
Have
right.
you heard about this?
I have.
Yep.
There's
I
no
didn't-
pressure.
Yeah.
Our previous guest has the monthly record right
He
now.
does.
You
So there's
gotta
no
beat him.
pressure. The guy that's standing in the room
Yes.
has the
Yeah.
record.
He's
Cool.
gonna